Okay, we're going to find the derivative of this equation right here. And if you graph this equation, you're actually going to get a heart. So I call this the lovely heart curve. But anyway, that's focusing on the derivative. First of all, we see that the y is not isolated. But it's okay because we can just go ahead and use implicit differentiation. So I will just write this down right here, d dx, and then we are going to get going. So we start right here. We have this to the third power. Be sure you bring the power to the front and then minus 1. Let's do that first. So right here, I will write down 3, open the parentheses, and then this is going to be to the second power now. And the inside stays the same. Namely, we put down x squared plus y squared minus 1. And then the chain rule says we have to multiply by the derivative of inside. So let's go ahead and put down parentheses like this. Now the derivative of x squared with respect to x is 2x, so let's put that down. And then the derivative of y squared with respect to x is plus right here 2y. But because y is a function of x, we are going to multiply by dy dx because of the chain rule. We multiply by the derivative y with respect to x, namely dy dx. And then the derivative of minus 1 is just 0. So this right here is it. We can close the parentheses now. And to continue, this is negative x squared times y to the third power. So we have to use the product rule. And I'm going to pair this up as negative x squared as my first function. And then this is then my second function. Okay, so keep that in mind. And you can also put down minus and then look at positive x squared times y squared and do the derivative. Either way is fine. But this is my first function. That's my second function. Okay, here we go. Product rule says I will keep the first function. Namely, I will write down minus x squared. And we multiply by the derivative of the second. Derivative of y to the third power is 3y squared by the power rule. And by the chain rule, we multiply by the derivative y, namely dy dx, like that. Not done yet. We are going to do the second part. We are going to add the second function, which is y to the third power, and we multiply by the derivative of the first. And I take negative x squared as my first function, so the derivative of that is negative 2x. And that's it. You don't have to put on dx or whatever. Yeah, that's equal to 1, so this is it. And we also make this equal to the derivative of 0, which is also 0. And now, this is it. However, I cannot just end the video right here yet because we still have to isolate this dy dx. But it's okay, I will be with you guys. We can do this one together. Let's take a look. We have this parentheses, right? And then this is addition of these two things. And here is the dy dx right here. So what we have to do is to take this thing, multiply in, distribute it first. And let's see what will happen. Just be patient, by the way. This is actually not that bad. If you actually study computer science, if you see the codes, the computer programmers, they have to be extremely patient because the codes are just crazy. This is actually not that bad. We can do it, no problem, okay? Here we go. Take this times 2x. 3 times 2, that's 6, and then we put on the x, and this thing stays, so I'll just write down parentheses x squared plus y squared minus 1, and then square. Next, we take this times 2y dy dx. So 3 times 2 is positive 6, and then we have the y. I will put this down first, so parentheses x squared plus y squared minus 1 square, and I'll put down the dy dx right here. So here is the dy dx. I'll just write it down. And perhaps I will just write down the rest in a nicer way. Here we have the minus 3 x squared y squared, like that. And then we have the dy dx here as well. And this times that, it's minus 2x y to the third power. And all of them, it's equal to 0. And as always, you see that we pay attention to the terms that has dy dx, which is this and that. And I'm going to factor out the dy dx and put it at the end after the parentheses. So let me do this for you guys. I'll open the parentheses. I'll put this down. So just rewrite it. 6y. And you see, it's not a lot of work. It's just a lot of rewriting. Copy things down, right? Yeah, all that stuff. It's just not that bad. Anyway, continue. X squared plus y squared minus 1. And the dy dx will be at the end, so don't worry. And don't forget, this is to the second power, like that. And I'm not going to multiply this power, so don't worry about that. Anyway, this is just the first part. And then we minus 3x squared y squared, and close that. And then we put the dy dx right here. Okay, these two terms, they have the dy dx. They deserve to be stayed on the left-hand side. And I will move everything else to the right-hand side. I will move this first because it was negative here. Once I move this to the right-hand side, this becomes positive. Let me write down positive 2x y to the third power right here. And then I will drag this, put it on the right-hand side as well, and it becomes minus 6x times x squared plus y squared minus 1 squared, like this. And what's the final step? You just divide this on both sides, so you can get the dy dx by itself. So I will finish this with you for you guys. So dy dx, I will write this down again, namely 2x y to the third power minus 6x times x squared plus y squared minus 1 to the second power, all over that. And perhaps I'll just write that down first. 6y parentheses x squared plus y squared minus 1 squared, and then minus 3x squared y squared. And with all this, we are done. I told you it's not that bad, right?